Hello everyone and welcome to the Life Stories channel. Today we are talking about Ellen DeGeneres. DeGeneres was born and raised in Metairie, Louisiana to Elizabeth Jane, a speech therapist, and Elliot Everett DeGeneres, an insurance agent. She has one brother, Vance, who is a musician and producer of French, English, German and Irish descent. She was raised a Christian Scientist. In 1973, her parents filed for separation and were divorced the following year. Shortly after, Ellen's mother married Roy Grussendorf, who was a salesman. Betty Jane and Ellen moved from Grussendorf from the New Orleans area to Atlanta, Texas, and Vance stayed with his father. Now, when she was 15 or 16 years old, she was molested by her stepfather. DeGeneres graduated from Atlanta High School in May 1976 after completing her first years of high school at Grace King High School in Metairie. Now she moved back to New Orleans to attend the University of New Orleans, where she majored in communication studies. And after one semester, she left school to do clerical work in a law firm with a cousin, Laura Gillen. Her early jobs included working at G.C. Penney and being a waitress at TGI Fridays and another restaurant, a house painter, a hostess, and a bartender. She relates much of her childhood and career experiences in her comedic work. DeGeneres started performing stand-up comedy at small clubs and coffee houses. By 1981, she was the MC at Clyde's Comedy Club in New Orleans. DeGeneres cites Woody Allen and Steve Martin as the main influences at this time. In the early 1980s, she began to tour nationally, and in 1984, she was named Showtime's Funniest Person in America. Now in 2018, DeGeneres appeared in a new stand-up special called Relatable, which was for Netflix after 15 years of not performing stand-up comedy. DeGeneres also lists among her comedic influences Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, and Bob Newhart. Now Ellen's work in the late 1980s to early 1900s included the film Coneheads, and DeGeneres starred in a series of films for a show named Ellen's Energy Adventure, which was part of the Universe of Energy attraction and pavilion at Walt Disney World's Epcot. The film also featured Bill Nye, Alex Trebek, Michael Richards, and Jamie Lee Curtis. The show revolved around DeGeneres falling asleep and finding herself in an energy-themed version of Jeopardy, playing against an old rival portrayed by Curtis and Albert Einstein. The next film had DeGeneres co-hosting an educational look at energy with Nye. The ride first opened on September 15, 1996 as Ellen's Energy Crisis, but was quickly given the more positive sounding name Ellen's Energy Adventure. However, the ride closed permanently on August 13, 2017. DeGeneres' first regular TV role was in a short-lived Fox sitcom called Open House. She played the role of Margot Van Meter, an office worker at the Joan Verde real estate company. The show co-starred Alison LaPlaca and Mary Page Keller. And in 1992, producers Neil Marlins and Carol Black cast DeGeneres in a sitcom Laurie Hill in the role of Nurse Nancy McIntyre. The series was cancelled after only 4 episodes, but Marlins and Black were so impressed with DeGeneres' performance that they soon cast her in their next ABC pilot, These Friends of Mine, which they co-created with David S. Rosenthal. DeGeneres' comedy career became the basis of this sitcom, Ellen. Named These Friends of Mine during its first season, the ABC show was popular in its first few seasons due to, in part, DeGeneres' style of observational humour, and it was often referred to as a female Seinfeld. Ellen reached its height of popularity in April 1997, when DeGeneres came out as a lesbian on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Her character on the sitcom also came out of the closet to her therapist, played by Oprah Winfrey. The coming out episode, titled The Puppy Episode, was one of the most highest rated episodes of the show. The series returned for a 5th season, but experienced falling ratings and was cancelled. DeGeneres returned to television in 2001 with a new CBS sitcom, The Ellen Show, which was cancelled after 13 episodes. But in 2007, a former writer says she treated the writers like shit, saying, "Why do you keep writing these unfunny jokes? After her sitcoms, DeGeneres would later re-establish herself as a successful talk show host. So in September 2003, DeGeneres launched a daytime television talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, one of several celebrity-hosted talk shows surfacing at the beginning of that season, including those of Sharon Osbourne and Rita Rudner. Her show has consistently risen in the Nielsen ratings and received widespread critical praise. It was nominated for 11 Daytime Emmy Awards in its first season, winning 4, including Best Talk Show. The show has won 25 Emmy Awards for its first 3 seasons on the air, and DeGeneres is known for her dancing and singing with the audience at the beginning of the show and during commercial breaks. She often gives away free prizes and trips to be in her show's studio audience with the help of her sponsors. In 2018, the New York Times profiled DeGeneres as she faced decisions on renewing her talk show contract and exploring other outlets for her creativity, including her Netflix comedy special Relatable, which spoofs her kind image. They noticed she felt boxed in with a reputation of always being nice and a host who danced around all the time. DeGeneres, who acknowledges that she's always been oversensitive, fretted how her audience would react when she no longer wanted to dance. Her Christian Scientist upbringing, including her father's psyche, he was a very fearful man, she says. He couldn't hear or engage with anything unpleasant. And when asked about anonymous tabloid reports that she is not always nice to her workers, she thought the accusations were false. The one thing I want is for everyone to be happy and proud of where they work. And if not, then don't work here. In July 2020, BuzzFeed News ran articles in which anonymous former employees accused the show of being a toxic workplace, accused the executive producers of harassment, as well as alleging an atmosphere with racist comments and microaggressions. Warner Media began an investigation, and DeGeneres apologized to her staff, writing that she intended for her show to be a place where no one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect, and that she was disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. Following the investigation, 3 executives left, and the show vowed to take steps to change the culture. DeGeneres apologized again during the 18th season's September 2020 opening. Since 2004, DeGeneres has had a relationship with Portia de Rossi. After the overturn of the same-sex marriage ban in California, DeGeneres and de Rossi were engaged and married in August 2008 at their home in Beverly Hills, California, where they live with their 4 dogs and 3 cats. The passage of Proposition 8 cast a doubt on the legal status of their marriage, but a subsequent California Supreme Court judgment validated it because it occurred before November 4, 2008. And on August 6, 2010, de Rossi filed a petition to legally change her name to Portia Lee James DeGeneres. The petition was granted on September 23, 2010. DeGeneres previously described herself as a vegan and a big animal lover. De Rossi is also a vegan, and DeGeneres coordinated a vegan outreach website titled Going Vegan with Ellen. She intended to open up a vegan tapas bar called Bocado in Los Angeles, but plans fell through. The website for the Ellen DeGeneres Show formerly contained a section called Going Vegan with Ellen, in which she prompted meatless Mondays and featured vegan recipes. In 2016, DeGeneres stated that she had reintroduced fish into her diet and confirmed that she had stopped following a vegan lifestyle in the last year or 2 for no reason really, in her 2018 stand-up comedy special Relatable. DeGeneres has invited Humane Society of the United States CEO Wayne Purcell to speak on her show several times about the organization's efforts in animal protection legislation. In 2009, PETA named her their Woman of the Year. In April 2013, she donated $25,000 to stop ag-gag anti-whistleblower legislation in Tennessee, which would prohibit undercover investigators from recording footage of animal abuse on farms. And in 2010, DeGeneres served as a campaign ambassador to Farm Sanctuary's Adopt a Turkey project in 2010, asking people to start a new tradition by adopting a turkey instead of eating one at Thanksgiving. And that today is it. So if you liked this, then please make sure that you like and that you subscribe to the channel. And until next time.